Chapter 11. The Death of 00Siletti. Oh my god, they're in the statue! 00Siletti started to run towards the base. He noticed a metal sound coming from his shoes, but thought nothing of it. "Daniel, wait!" the girls cried out. 00Siletti was already too far away. He made it to the base. He saw that the elevator was, in lack of a better word, out of order, and knew the stairs would take too long. This is the rescue hero's mind situation. One track is short but wet. The other is dry but long. There's gotta be a way I can get higher. Some way to blast right up there. He then thought back to the metal sound. He looked down at his belt and saw the buckle had hinges. He opened it up and saw a button. Superman, eat your heart out. 00Siletti pressed the button and his shoes began to smoke. Immediately he flew up towards the top of the statue. Nearing the top of a ladder, Smithworks noticed a crowbar. He grabbed and jammed a door open. He emerged from the door and onto the torch of the Statue of Liberty. However, not far behind him, Bond did the same.
So, was this what you had planned all along? To get me up here and kill me in front of millions? Some assassination, I must say.
Not bad, Bond. You're smarter than you look. Smithworks swung the crowbar at Bond, knocking a gun out of his hand. He swung it again and hit the railing, thanks to Bond ducking out of the way. "Make this easy on yourself. Let me end you now!" Smithworks then pinned Bond down against the railing with the crowbar against his chest. From just a little below them, the sound of what seemed to be like rockets started to grow louder. Eventually, 00Siletti appeared, and Smithworks then smiled. "James Bond, I don't know why I didn't see it before. It's almost too perfect. I'm about to hurt you in a way you'd never imagine. Let me see. First your wife, and now..." Smithworks picked up the gun that Bond had dropped and aimed. "Now your partner and friend." At that moment, the gun fired and hit 00Siletti. Another shot fired and disabled the rocket shoes. The junior spy started to fall. Bond watched from above as Amanda and Cheryl watched from below. Their mouths dropped. As 00Siletti continued to fall, the women pushed their way through the crowd with tears in their eyes. The crowd themselves soon started to see the body plummeting from the torch. Soon, 00Siletti hit the ground. Amanda and Cheryl came over to him. 00Siletti was unconscious. No, it can't be! Amanda held Cheryl as they both started to cry. Amanda began to call 911. "Cheryl, you have to call Q, Moneypenny, M. "I will. I just never knew I cared for him so much. But I know someone who does even more." Cheryl pulled out her phone and scrolled down to the contact that read, Serena. Bond then looked back at Smithworks and pushed him against the torch. He then kicked the crowbar out of his hand and pressed him against the railing. "I think it's time the curtain fell along with you." With all his strength, Bond pushed Smithworks over the edge and saw him grabbing on the torch.
Oh, one last thing. Let's end this show with a bang.
Bond stepped on Smithworks' hands and pressed a logo on 00Siletti's jacket. The jacket began to heat up as Smithworks fell. I couldn't even take a bow. Eventually, a large explosion was seen. The radioactivity from the lint in the jacket was activated, and Smithworks was no more. A small crowd started to surround 00Siletti's body. Eventually, Bond joined them. "Oh, James, he's not waking up," Amanda said tearfully.
"Is there anything you can do for him, Cheryl?"
Bond asked. Cheryl shook her head as she held 00Siletti's hand.
"He tried to save me. He stuck with me until what could have been my end."
Bond put his hand on 00Siletti's chest. An ambulance soon arrived, and 2 paramedics started to come by.
"Sir, ladies, we have to ask you to step away. My name is Bond, James Bond. and I'm assuming these 2 ladies, are going with him. It's very cramped in there, sir. We can't let you do that."
Just then, a voice spoke up. "Then maybe you should go without me," 00Siletti said. Bond, Cheryl, and Amanda were stunned. They couldn't believe it. 00Siletti started to prop himself up slowly with help from the others. "But Daniel, how did you—" Cheryl couldn't finish the sentence. How could I survive a gunshot and drop from, well, really high up? When I went back to London to look for Smithworks, I stopped back at MI6. I told Q that my first jacket was taken, so he gave me a new one. Bulletproof and has built-in airbag-esque technology. Where's Smithworks?
Up in smoke. Thank you, my friend,
Bond said. Always and any time. Bond and 00Siletti then shook hands. Amanda then got closer to Bond to make sure he was okay. Cheryl then took 00Siletti's hand again with one of hers, and with the other slapped him across the face. "Hey, I'm in enough pain. Don't you ever scare me like that." "I was just fooling around." Cheryl looked away, then looked back and smiled. "Then in that case, kiss me, you fool." She grabbed 00Siletti and kissed him. "Maybe I have died and gone to heaven."